Hello everyone and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today we who are about to watch are saluting Villese as he plays the blue Sicilians and playing as the red Franks. Now while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate enclosed off surroundings and try to go up to feudal and I believe castle as fast as possible, let's take a look at the respective civ matchup we'll be watching today. Now, the Sicilians are a civilization whose strength, in my opinion, flows, and comes from their static defensive structures. Sicilians start the game with, if you take a look at the top of your screen, 100 extra stone, which is fantastic for them because they do build town centers and castles twice as fast as normal. Now, starting in feudal, Sicilians can build their unique structure, the donjon. Think of this as a mini castle that gains HP and armor as the game progresses, and starting in Castle Age does actually fire arrows even when ungarrisoned. Now, the donjon, like the Bulgarian Krepost, can also be used to train the unique unit of the civilization, in this case, the sergeant. I would say overall a medium infantry unit that is the only unique unit in the game that can be trained in feudal age. But by far, in my opinion, the coolest feature of the Sicilians is their ability to call a first crusade, where each one of these, each town center spawns 7 sergeants up to a maximum of 5 town centers, so 35 unique units popping up out of nowhere. Now, like all infantry units, the sergeant is susceptible to archer fire, so to help protect it on the field of battle, Sicilian knights and cavaliers can both be upgraded to get extra armor, and all Sicilian infantry, all Sicilian cavalry, and their archer units do take a third less bonus damage. Now, to feed their big, hungry population, Sicilian farms are the best in the game. Whenever a farm upgrade is researched, it actually doubles the amount of food that gets added to farms. So a fully upgraded Sicilian farm in Imperial Age does come with a massive 925 food, which frees up a lot of villagers from wood, which frees up a lot of space for more military, maybe even more villagers on farms, if that is the way you want to go. Now, running is playing as the Red Franks. This is the OG cavalry civilization, harkening all the way back to Age of Kings. Frankish knights come with extra line of sight. Their stables can be upgraded to work much faster, and all Frankish mounted units get extra HP starting in feudal age. Now, to support their heavy cavalry on the field of battle against pesky, annoying things like halberdiers, maybe even camel riders, although we definitely will not be seeing those in this game, the Franks can turn to their unique unit, the Throwing Axemen. This is a ranged infantry unit very similar to the Malian Gebetto, but whose range can actually be further increased. Now, to help a player build as many Throwing Axemen as possible, Frankish castles do come with a massive 25% discount, so they do cost 25% less stone. Now, for the Franks, to feed their big military population, their foragers do work faster, and their mill upgrades are free. So, while I have been discussing the civilizations, both players are now out on the map exploring the extremities of the map. Running has discovered where his opponent is. Villese already, has done the same thing. Both players sitting at exactly 18 villagers, both players sitting at only 1 military count. A lumber camp going down, a second one rather, going down for our Frankish player. And we'll see if this game follows the standard meta of the 3-part arena / enclosed map. If you've watched my videos, you know I like to harp on this. The first stage of the game, both players go up to Castle Age as fast as humanly possible. Then once they reach Castle, Stage 2 begins, and Stage 2 is where both players begin gathering as many relics as they possibly can. There are 5 relics out on the map, located, strewn about by whatever computer algorithm program creates the game. Once all the relics are gathered, Stage 3 begins, which is generally everyone's favorite stage, where the players essentially build their armies and beat the ever-living shit out of each other. So hopefully we get to see this, let's call it a standard meta Although standard is a bit insulting, it doesn't actually mean that it's, you know, basic or simple. More and more, I am seeing a lot of very complicated micro out of players, especially players with elos like this. Take a look at the top of your screen. Villese just shy of 2,700, running at 2,567. These are not noobs. These are very strong players. And so usually in stage 2, when they start gathering relics, there's a lot of micro, a lot of mind games, a lot of very fast cavalry units supported by possibly spearmen, pikemen, monks are out on the map, snipes go down. Let's take a look in the meantime. Has Villese seen all 5 relics? He has. Oh, he's very lucky. Manages to get vision on all 5. Running, not so much. Only seen 1, 2 relics, although might start exploring the northern part of the map. If he goes a little bit left, he will be able to see the 3rd. Let's follow along the journey of this scout cavalry. We'll call him Jeff. Will Jeff see the relic? Should, right? Oh my god, maybe not. That is incredibly sour, literally in the one tile that he didn't see. That is incredibly sour for running. Jeff, do a better job, although now he is heading back. He should see it. He did double back. Oh, maybe not. Oh, he's going a little bit too far south. Oh, Jeff, you silly. Oh, no, okay. Never mind. Yeah, running knows what he's doing. Jeff, oh, God. Oh, no, still misses it. Still only sees the 2 relics. Oh, my God. Okay, does catch the 3rd. Okay. So, as we saw, Villese has seen all 5. Thanks to Jeff's lazy scouting, running has only seen 3, although now he should see 4. And the 5th one, oh god, will he actually go up here? Will he see it? Or will he go further south? Only time will tell. Both players are now in feudal, and let's take a look at their resources. They are both at a basically 800, 200, which is what's necessary to go up to castle. Our Frankish player reaching the requisite 2 buildings first. What has he built? A stable and a blacksmith. Our Sicilian player going for the exact same thing. I love this for Villese, creating a secondary wall off behind the walls. He knows he's playing an aggressive civilization like the Franks. He knows that he's going to come under attack, and so, or at least he should come under attack. The Franks are an incredibly offensive civilization. Running, doing the exact same thing, starting to create a secondary wall off. Never, ever a bad idea on Arena. These walls are not exactly, they don't exactly last the entire game. If you've ever seen the pro players play, there's usually a hole that's demolished in one of them. For now, both players heading up to castle. Let's take a look at 1 minute mark. So yeah, 26 seconds behind is our Sicilian. And now finally, Jeff and his friend have discovered the 5th relic. And so now both players know exactly where all the 5 relics are. Blue in a little bit better position, I think. He's got not 1, but 2 relics in the immediate vicinity of his base. Running only has this one. Another 2 contested in basically the center position of the map. And this is where the game starts. This is where the micro starts. 3 scouts are chasing away 3 scouts. We'll see if Running decides to upgrade his scout to light cav the second he reaches Castle Age. No, deciding instead to build a 5th scout cavalry. Always a good idea. No, he is upgrading them right as I say he isn't, because, you know, of course. Never a bad idea. Always a good idea. Keep the pressure on your opponent, because when you do that, you are able to finish building your monastery and immediately getting your monks out on the map. Now, while your opponent is pegged into the inside of his base, stuck, unable to move out because of fear of any kind of attack from you, that basically gives your monk free reign. Our Sicilian hitting castle, our Sicilian building the exact same thing. Light cavalry upgrade monastery with a 1st monk on the way. But our Frankish player's monk should be... Oh, I'm clicking on it. It's not taking me there. Should be out soon. Rather sooner than our Sicilian. Immediately comes out. And let's see, where is he going? Probably for the nice, easy relic here to the south of his base. I leave it up to you to decide. Is it better to take the easy relics that are close to you, or should he go for the further ones first? because they are more difficult, and he did reach castle first. Now, a few spearmen. I love the mixing in of spearmen, by the way. You know your opponent is going to go light cav. You know he's going to try to snipe monks left, right, and center, and so throwing in spearmen is fantastic. Your monks will probably still die. The spearmen will not be able to catch up, but they will avenge the monks, and that is very important. Second town center going up. This is very interesting. When's the last time you saw gold in an entire row here? This primary gold. Very interesting spawning on this map. First relic did go to Villese. He did manage, like I said, he has 2 relics that are in the immediate vicinity of his base, but our Frankish player collecting the first of his own. And now he's going to shoo away these light cav. Light cav, very hard to convert because of their speed. They run away incredibly fast. And so a good attempt here by these monks to zone the cavalry away, or zone them out, but they are coming back. There's, what, 6 of them? 432 HP compared to 360 HP for our Sicilian player. That is one of the cool features of the Franks. Okay, should be able to catch up to this monk. I guess decides to snipe this one first. My god, they have a massive attack bonus against monk. Gets 2 of them. Take a look at this. Plus 10 attack against monks for these light cav. Both players losing, I think, an equal amount, 2 and 2. Oh, I see a monk here also biting the dust. And for now, we're stuck at 1 relic apiece. A third town center going down for our, rather going up for our blue Sicilian, who gets surrounded here and loses a bunch of light cav, although did manage to take some of Red's cavalry as well. Take a look at the kill count, running very much ahead, 11-5. No villager kills just yet. Not surprising on an enclosed map. No way for these units to get in unless you let them in. Third town center going up as well for our Frankish player. Good location. I like this. Next to the stone, next to the lumber. Eventually he can delete this, plop down a bunch of farms. Scouts to the north, scouts in the center, scouts to the south. Like I said, it might be quote-unquote a standard meta, but my god is it fun, especially with players this strong. Although it does seem like blue is taking a break from producing monks. He is finally building one. Our red Frankish player, I see a very slow red dot moving across the map. Let's see. He's going to probably get this. I don't see any blue dots to contest this with the exception of 1 light cav. Has Villese just completely abandoned the entirety of the map? That is not good. Another monk slowly making his way with his crook and his book and his sandals and his cape. A second relic will be gathered for our Frank, probably a third as well. Villese has completely stopped producing monks, completely stopped producing any kind of military whatsoever. Okay, so he's abdicated control of the map to running. This is something that you absolutely do not want to do when you're playing a civilization like the Franks, or rather against a civilization like the Franks. You do not want their powerful cavalry units, their throwing axemen, their cheaper castles to start populating the map. But take a look at the mini map, actually. So one interesting thing that always happens in Arena is right outside your base, you usually have a stone pile and a gold pile. Blue has his stone pile to the north, the gold pile to the south. But take a look at the resources. The gold very close to blue, another gold, more stone very close to blue. Red has beyond the gold to the north, the stone to the south. He has no resources anywhere near him. His closest resource is this tiny pile of 700 stone. Wow, what an unfair spawning. I didn't realize that it was that bad. Number one, we talked about the relics being two of them being close to Villese's base, but Villese's base also seems to have all the resources, all the quote-unquote contested resources of the map closer to him. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. This is definitely shorter than this. And this is definitely shorter than this. Oh god, Villese, let's take a look at what he's seen of the map. He's seen the entirety of the map. Why is he ceding control of the map to our Frankish player? Oh no, I'm worried for Villese. I don't know. maybe I'm being a negative Nancy, but honestly, or a Debbie Downer here, but this Villese basically has all of the advantages of the map. He had 2 relics close to his base. He is building a 5th town center, though. I wonder if we're going to see a crusade. I hope we do. Again, it's one of the coolest, what do you want to call it? Techs, upgrades, features, bonuses, characteristics of a civilization in the game. I think the Flemish militia is the most bonkers one in the game, but the First Crusade, very close second. But he had the advantage of having both relics nearby. All the resources, the contested resources, are closer to him. And what is he doing? He's walling himself in behind his gates, continuing to build more town centers, building his civilian base. And here comes our Frankish player. He notices that there is not a single blue dot out on this mini-map. And so why the hell would he not expand out onto the map? He's got enough stone now for another castle. Remember, it goes from 650 to 488, I believe. And he's keeping tabs on his opponent with this monk here. What was he trying to convert, a villager? Okay. Running supply blocked, housed at 100 Villese with enough supply to go up to 145. But again, I think this is a huge mistake by Villese, ceding control of these contested resources by basically playing insanely defensive. Siege workshop, barracks going down for him. Let's take a look at their production facilities while we have a bit of a lull in action here. 1 siege workshop, 1 stable, 4 barracks for our blue Sicilian, our Frank. 1 stable, 1 barracks, and 2 castles with, oh yeah, baby, throwing axemen. You love to see them. It's such an incredibly fun unit to watch. It can demolish structures. It can destroy armies. It is a very versatile unit, incredibly cheap. And now he's got enough stone, 17 villagers on stone for 1 more castle already. And he's going up to Imperial Age, and he's getting melee upgrades. So we'll see if our red Frank decides to double down on throwing axemen, or if he decides to go for the much tankier heavy cavalry. Another castle for him. Oh, Villese, you have no idea what's about to hit you. I mean, take a look at our blue player's vision. He's got this 1 nub of vision out on the map. Hits Imperial first, though. Okay, we'll shoo away this 1 monk with a mangonel, but again, he's got no map vision. He does not know what the hell is going out on the map. He sees a bunch of light cav. And take a look at Red's vision of the map. Look at this. Look how much he sees. Villese can't move without running, seeing exactly where he's going. Halberdier upgrade, forging going down for him. Oh my god, is he expecting... Is Blue expecting a heavy cavalry attack? He is building pikemen 8 at a time. Now 8 halberdiers, getting infantry upgrades. If that's the case, oh my goodness, these throwing axemen with their attack bonus against buildings are going to just demolish Villese. Oh, and now Red is inside the base. Did get the mangonel as well. Oh, things are going from bad to worse. Tries to Viper Wall with a bunch of houses. Fails miserably. And now Running is selling the story that he's going cavalry by shoving in with these light cav. We'll see basically everything. I mean, oh my goodness. Score says Villese is ahead. Do you actually believe it, though? Sees all of these halberdiers. Or rather, yeah, he must have seen them. They must have attacked his light cav. A 4th castle going up for our Frankish player. Finally, a defensive castle going up for our Sicilian. 1 villager. Take a look at how fast he's building. Twice as fast. Already 1 villager alone, by the time I finished that sentence and started that sentence, is at 20% construction. And now look, with 8 villagers, how quickly this castle is going up. Take a look at the bottom left of your screen. Look how insanely fast this is. This is the Sicilian bonus. Like I said, their power is derived, in my opinion, from their static structures. Now discovers these throwing axemen. What is this, bearded? Yeah, bearded. So their range is going to go up. Take a look in a second. It'll go up from 3. Chemistry going down as well. 3 + 1. Villese is in trouble. Immediately tech switches to archers, crossbows, chemistry, padded archer, crossbow upgrade, bracer. Yeah, he needs the ranged units badly to deal with these throwing axemen. 31 throwing axemen, squires, chainmail armor going down. And look how fast they're going to demolish this gate if he wants it. How many is this? 23 here. Another a 6th town center going up for our blue Sicilian. I think he thinks he has a lot more time than he actually does. This is terrible for Villese. He does not realize how bad he's in trouble. I mean, he's got 27 army supply to 31, but it's 27, what? 25 halberdiers. He is expecting Frankish paladins. He is expecting Frankish cavaliers. But instead, he is getting elite throwing axemen with 5 range, 12 attack, backed up by bombard cannons. Another castle, a 6th one going down for our red Frank. Oh, Villese. My God, this game is reading like a Sun Tzu book. This is reading like the art of war. There are so many lessons we can derive from this game, and in come the throwing, I was going to say bearded axemen. No, throwing axemen, but yeah, okay, Villese has a good defense against this. Arbalests will be able to zone out a few of these axemen, but he's going up to 46. Siege engineers, plate mail armor, he is investing heavy into these upgrades so that these bombard cannons, these throwing axemen, are as tanky, as strong, and can reach as far as possible. 1 range now added to these bombard cannons. Thank you to the siege engineers upgrade, and in come the throwing axemen. Oh, they are just going to rip through these halberdiers. Oh, Villese does have 6 trebuchets, but they are doing jack diddly right now. Oh, defensive castle. Oh, this should go up in what, like 5 seconds? Oh no, did he cancel it, or did the bombard cannons get them with the throwing axemen? Oh, what the hell are you doing? Why are you unpacking them? Okay, to attack the castle, never mind. Overreaction here by yours truly. But these throwing axemen together with the bombard cannons are going to demolish this army. And now, oh yeah, 60 army supply to 19. My God, how many lessons in the art of war do we need to derive from this game? Number 1, do not cede control of the map to your opponent. When your opponent is playing a civ, especially one like the Franks, cheaper castles, incredibly powerful units, not only their heavy cavalry, but these throwing axemen, going up to 70 of them. Oh, lesson number 1, do not cede control. With the cessation, or the, sorry, that's the wrong word. With the ceding of control comes the ceding of the pace of the game and the loss of vision. Okay, did manage to get a few of the bombard cannons, which is a good pickup here for our blue Sicilian, but I think he threw this game, if I had to say. I mean, again, I try not to second guess these players, especially somebody with 2,700 elo. But when you spawn in a location where you have 2 relics adjacent to your base, all the resources are next to you, all the contested resources, with the exception of 1 pile of stone, which your opponent has now mined out, but this gold is close to you. These resources are close to you, and you cede control, and then you're completely in the dark. You don't know what to expect. You build a shit ton of halberdiers. First of all, it's not only the cost of the halberdiers, it's the cost of the upgrade as well. That is not a cheap upgrade to go from pike to halberdier, and he rushed it. He rushed going up. How many archery ranges? Excuse me, a little hiccup there for me. 8 archery ranges. So he did try to tech switch into arbalests, but my God, take a look at the battlefield here. How many kills for these guys? 54 kills for these. Basically half the kill count you see at the bottom of your screen, 111. 54 of those are from these throwing axemen alone. Villese unable to go even to 50 kills, stuck at 47. But yeah, it gave up control of the map, gave up vision, most importantly, stopped building for some strange reason light cav and monks. 4 relics to 1, not really that important, I guess, in this stage of the game. It was only a very short game, 37 minutes. So we'll take a look at the economy. I don't think the relic count is really that decisive in this, or determinative in this game. Okay, this town center could kill a bunch of these throwing axemen, but no, again, remember, they do come with a small attack bonus against buildings, 2 for the elite, and with the bombard cannons, this town center is not long for this world. But yeah, gave up control, gave up vision, did not know what was about to hit him until his halberdiers ran face first into, what was it, 23 throwing axemen, and then all of a sudden panicked, started building archery ranges, did manage to get arbalists fairly quickly. So credit where credit is due. Villese did try to counter. Unfortunately for him, he just built all the wrong units. 6 trebuchets? I don't think you needed 6 trebuchets when you saw a shit ton of throwing axemen barreling down at your base. Was he possibly ready and trying to call a crusade? I mean, he does have 5 town centers safe and secure. It is a pretty base. He did maximize all the space that he had with a bit more space here for some more farms. 125 villagers is not terrible. Let's see what the allocation was right before he died. 49 lumber, 45 food, 10 and 5 on the rare resources, but that's 15 was basically here. And so all of that mining is basically over. No villagers except 1 getting this gold. No villagers on this gold. I mean, this is a textbook example of why you should never cede control of the map, never give up vision. If you are playing in the dark, all your opponent has to do is 1 trick, 1 surprise, 1 unexpected twist of events, and all of a sudden your entire army lies dead in the front of your base. I think Villese made a few mistakes in this game, gave up control, gave up the relics, gave up the contested resources, which were all closest to him. I wonder if he just expected running to come forward with a bunch of heavy cavalry. Running, though, not failing to disappoint, decides to, you know what? You're expecting paladins? I'm going to show up with 70 throwing axemen, supply capped at 200, while his opponent is barely at 145, barely struggling to reach 150. And yeah, lots of very good lessons to take away from this game. Very short game. Kill count is not the highest. Let's take a look. 53 Arbalest. So he did manage to tech switch quite well into Arbalest, but 87 throwing axemen. APM peak, very similar for both players. And now let's take a look at the resources. This is what I want to see. I was not expecting this. I did not expect him to take more gold, although he did have a shit ton of villagers on gold for the majority of the game. More stone for our Red Frank, which allowed him to build a bunch of castles. More food, although a lot less wood. Villese going heavy into wood. How much wood did he have when he died? 1,700. Okay. So maybe a little bit too much into lumber. But, you know, I'm not going to second guess. Hindsight is always 20/20. And so watch this game, learn from it, why you should never, especially on a map this small, with such a small contested space for the players to battle it out, ever cede control to your opponent, because running shows us exactly what can happen when that occurs. And what occurs is that he steamrolled his opponent, gets the big W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.